Hi guys, I hope that you are all really well and welcome back to my channel. Firstly, I just wanted to apologise for the lack of videos over the last few weeks. As you are all very aware, everyone is in this lockdown quarantine period at the moment and we're all just kind of finding our feet. I did film a couple of videos right at the beginning of it to put out, which I'm really glad I did, otherwise it would have been weeks without anything. But yeah, we've just been finding it quite hard to get like a bit of a balance. Scott's still working, he's still really busy, so I am like the sole provider during the day, so I'm doing the homeschooling and making of lunches and all of that sort of thing. And then when I've had like a bit of time to myself, to be honest, I've just really wanted to relax, and I kind of lost my motivation a little bit, but I've woken up this morning and I just feel like I need to get filming again, and I just have loads of different ideas for videos. So yeah, this first one's going to be a favourites video, and it's going to be pretty much like all my other favourites videos. I have called it a lockdown favourites because it's the stuff I've been enjoying most whilst we have been in lockdown, but yeah, it's pretty much the same as my normal favourites video. There'll be a few random items, we've got some beauty stuff, I've got a food item and a programme and a book as well. I have seen so many people taking baths since we've been in lockdown, and I don't know if they were people that just really enjoyed a daily bath anyway, or people are just finding more time to be able to sit and have a soak, or it's just like a little way of having a little bit of self-care a bit more often. I don't know, but I'm seeing a lot of people having baths lately. And I am one of those people as well. I try to have one at least once or twice a week, and I just find them really relaxing. I sit and read a book, or I get my laptop and prop it up on the toilet and watch something. And my bath foam of choice at the moment has been this beauty from the company Tropic. Tahitian, that's it. Tahitian vanilla and coconut luxury bath foam with aloe vera juice and macadamia oil, and I can't tell you how incredible this sounds. It might feel a bit of a tease to some, but this smells like holidays, and that just makes me feel happy rather than sad. It's definitely very tropical smelling. It's very oily, so you basically have a little hole in the cap. I'll show you without trying to get any on myself. It has a kind of hole in here, and you fill this little cap up 3 times, pop it under running bath water, and you're good to go. I'm sorry, but I just had to smell it. It smells, oh, I can't even describe it, it's so good, you have to smell it. So I buy Tropics off of my friend Jessica AV. So yeah, if you didn't know already, you can become like a Tropics ambassador, so you can sell it on Tropics' behalf. Their body products definitely work for me, and I absolutely love this. So if you fancy treating yourself, it's obviously more expensive than your usual Radox, but it's all natural, it's vegan, it's full of like nice ingredients rather than obviously a lot of artificial ingredients that Radox has in it. So the next product was definitely super handy for us right at the beginning of the lockdown process when we were like extreme washing our hands, and it's this Lipika Cream, I think that's how you say it. It's from La Roche-Posay, which is one of my all-time favourite brands. Everything I've used from there is incredible. Yeah, it's called Lipika Balm. It's an anti-irritant balm basically, and it's a lipid replenishing balm, so it's one of those multi-use type products that you can use on all different areas of your body, and it's got like an almost balmy kind of texture as you rub it in, but it starts off as a cream, and it's just amazing as a hand cream. The only thing is that it is quite greasy and thick, so it's not something that you would probably want to use all day on your hands, but we have been lathering this on before bed at night time, because obviously you don't need to be touching things then, and it just works absolute wonders. It's really good for eczema as well, so if you have children or if you have eczema yourselves on this part of your hand or in this bit, this is where I get particularly dry, it's really good for that as well. I really did want to get a nice smelling hand cream. We were running out of all of our hand creams in the house because of the dryness of the hands, and my favourite hand cream is from Neom, and I decided to pick up a new one from them. So I didn't realise how small it was going to be. I must admit I'm a little disappointed because it's not that cheap for this size, and this isn't going to really last me very long, so I use it very sparingly, maybe like once every other day, but it's their perfect night sleep hand balm. It's lavender, chamomile and patchouli, and it smells incredible. Like any Neon product, it smells insane. If you've never tried anything from Neon before, get yourself over there and treat yourself, because everything smells incredible. It's always made with natural oils, and yeah, this one just smells like heaven. It's very lavendery, which I'm not always a fan of, but in this I really like it. And because it's a hand cream you put on at night, lavender is obviously good for relaxation and helping you sleep, and you're meant to put a little bit in your hands, rub it in, and then breathe in the scent from your hands, and you're kind of having like a well-being experience at the same time. Something else that I have been really enjoying the smell of at the moment is this diffuser. Now I bought this from Osprey just after Christmas. I can't remember what made me pick it up, but I saw it in there and was like, oh, that sounds like it would smell really nice. I think they had a discount on it. It was at one of the outlet stores as well, so it was cheaper than it normally would be. I will try and link this below if I can. This one smells so good. So normally I'm kind of disappointed with diffusers. I think the only ones that I think really I've bought that smell really good for quite a long time is the ones from the White Company, and only specific flavours as well. But this smells so nice. I feel like my whole downstairs smells of it. It's in cut grass fragrance, which to me, I would never normally go for something like that because I don't actually enjoy the smell of cut grass that much, but it doesn't smell like cut grass at all. It smells a bit like men's aftershave, mixed with like, I don't know, some kind of really fresh spring cleaning product, but not in an offensive way, if that makes sense. But yeah, it smells so good, so I will definitely be repurchasing this when it runs out, or perhaps trying one of the other flavors. So the next item is a beauty item, and it's definitely an indulgent one. I was gifted this item, obviously I want to be transparent with you, and I was kind of annoyed when I fell in love with it because it is very pricey. And it's not something that I would look at and think, yeah, I'm going to buy that. I'd probably totally scroll past it. But since using it, I can't believe how good it is and how great my skin feels. So this is the Foreo UFO2 face mask applicator, I think that's what you call it. When I received it, I was like, what the absolute hell? I actually thought this was the side that you put on your face because it's got like a roughness to it. I thought it was like an exfoliator. But basically, you get these boxes of face masks, which you also buy separately. So I've got here the Bulgarian Rose, which is a hydrating mask. You have an app on your phone that connects to the Foreo UFO. You scan the barcode and you have a little sheet mask in here which pops onto here, and then you put the ring on top. I feel like I should probably do like a separate video with how I use this. And then you press a button and it basically heats up, and you put this all over your face. It's got lighting in there, so you have light therapy, so blue lights and red lights for helping acne scarring, helping blemishes, helping wrinkles and fine lines. And obviously each mask gives you a different treatment with it as well. So yeah, I've been using it for about 3 weeks now, every other day or every other 2 days, and I cannot believe the difference in my skin. It feels so much nicer. I haven't had any new blemishes. I feel like the scarring that I normally have here is definitely less red and angry looking, and just overall my skin's appearance looks a lot nicer. So I do think that there is a lot to it. There must be some great science in here to justify the price. It's definitely a splurge, but I don't know, if you've got a birthday coming up or a big event or something that you would like to have glowing skin for, then yeah, this could be the perfect present. I feel like another really popular thing other than self-care during this lockdown period has been baking. I feel like everyone has been baking. I actually haven't gone baking mad, and I think the main reason is because I only got my hands on a bag of flour last week, and that was because my lovely friend dropped it round to me. So my local shop never has any flour in, and I try not to venture out any further really, and so yeah, we've just kind of lived without it, and the flour I have had I've saved for weekend pancakes. But I did bake some brownies this week, and I rediscovered an old favourite cookbook, and this is a book by Quinn. She was, I think she won the Bake Off a few years ago, and it's just a really lovely baking book. It's got some quite basic recipes in there, and then it's got some really like extreme recipes in there. Like she shows you how to create a banana cake with a llama on top. Like, it's just a little bit different. I feel like it's a little bit more fun than your average baking book. It also has a recipe for, hold on, let me show you. Look at these. Malted milk Tiffins. Right up my street. So yeah, I will link it down below. As I said, it's a few years old, so it's probably really inexpensive at the moment as well. You could probably get it off Amazon, hopefully. But yeah, I just really recommend it as a good baking book. Another favourite of mine I wanted to mention is something that my sister sent me, and it's just the cutest thing ever. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably would have seen it over there. If you don't follow me on Instagram, my handle is Lucie and the Bump, Lucie with an IE. But yeah, it's this little card. It says, "I wish you lived next door," and then it's got a picture of houses, and then it has a cute message on the back. And these are from a lovely company who we actually know the owner of. It's my sister's best friend, Gemma. She has a company called Handmade by Gemma. I will link her below because she's selling tons of these cards, as well as loads of other lovely designs, loads of rainbow designs that you can send a loved one that you are perhaps missing at this time, or even order a birthday card from her. And they're all hand done, they're all handmade, and there's like little added gems and things on here. So she spends a really long time making these, and I just wanted to mention it because I think it's the nicest thing. It made me want to cry when I received it, and I'm definitely going to place an order to send to everyone I know. So as always, I like to recommend a book in my favourites, and that's another thing I've been seeing a lot of people doing more in lockdown, and it makes me really excited because I love reading so much, and it's really nice to see other people getting into reading that might not have necessarily had time to read before. So I've been seeing so many book recommendations bouncing around. I've got 100 of them on a list at the moment. I've also just joined Beth Sandland's Beth's Book Club. If you don't know what it is, I'll link it below, and I'll link her Instagram as well because she's always got great ideas and other great content. But it's basically a book club on Facebook, and you can read the book along with other people every month, or you can just use it as a space to write about your favourite books, or talk about reading, or just talk about anything that's book or reading related. And it's just a really nice place to go and have like a nice positive reading chat. So if you're a book geek like me, you should head to it. But I read all of my books on my Kindle unless I am given a book or lent a book, or I buy one for holiday or something. But I just try to read them all on my Kindle, mainly because they're cheaper and because I have one and it means I can just take this everywhere with me, and I've got millions of books on the go. So I wanted to recommend a book to you that I've recently finished, which I was just totally hooked on. I just found it really gripping. It was again a thriller, which is my favourite genre. Nothing scary, just you know, a bit like mysterious, and you don't know where it's going to go next. So the book is called The Man She Married, and as always I'm just going to read what the about the book bit says, so the blurb on the back, because I don't like to give anything away, and I feel like this summarises the book quite nicely. So, how well do you know your husband? When Alice Gill sees that little blue line, it's the happiest moment of her life. But her whole world is turned upside down when the police knock on her door minutes later. Her husband Dominic is dead. Distraught, Alice goes to identify her body, and it's him. Yet when Dominic's estranged brother comes to view the coffin, he insists the man laying there is not Dominic Gill. So who is the man that Alison has married, and will his secrets put her life in danger too? I am totally sucked in by the about the book parts, like the blurb. I'm always so sucked in by a really gripping one, and to me that is something I want to read. I want to know who Dominic Gill is, and I want to know who this man is that she's married. Is he an imposter? Is the brother wrong? Yeah, there's just so much to it. I really liked it because it was long as well, so I felt like it kept me going, because sometimes I read a book and it's so short that I kind of get through it too quickly, but this one kept me going even though I was reading it every day and every night. And yeah, it was just brilliant. So let me know if you do end up buying it or downloading it. I would love to hear what you think as well. And the very last favourite on my list is a programme. As always, I try to recommend something that we have been watching, and it's The Nest. And I feel like quite a lot of people have probably watched this already, because I actually saw it on people's Instagram a while ago, and then I only kind of just caught up on it last week. It's only a short series. It was like 5 or 6 episodes, and it's a British one where it's in Scotland, and it was on BBC. So yeah, it's called The Nest. It's about, I'm going to try try not to give anything away now. It's about a young, very wealthy couple who are trying for a baby and it can't happen. They can't conceive or carry a baby and they need somebody to carry it for them. That's all I'm gonna say. It's really good. Again, it's a bit of a thriller, it's a bit of a suspense type thing. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a book, because it reminds me of like a good story for a book. So if it's not a book, they should have made it a book first. But yeah, it's a really good story, and I think it's good for men and women to sit together and watch it. It's not just like a chick watch, if that makes sense, or like a manly program. It's something you could probably both watch together. So that is everything on my favourites list for this lockdown period. I'm sure there'll be a few more to come as we venture further into this quarantine time. I hope that you are all keeping really safe. I would also really love to know what kind of things you've been loving, what kind of things have been getting you through this awful time down below in the comments. And yeah, I will see you in my next video.